All I got is missed calls on my line, yeah, never.
What's up, guys? Welcome into episode 153 of the Missed Call Podcast. I'm your host, Colby Marshall, and alongside me is Ryan Sartori. And Karma's the guy on the Chiefs?
Allegedly, that's what we're hearing. Reports out of Argentina.
I don't know why you're clapping, but yeah.
Yeah, I was clapping because the intro took you 7 tries just to say this is episode 153 of the Missed Call Podcast.
Ryan kept making a face.
Early reports are that Karma is indeed the guy on the Chiefs. That comes from our sources in Argentina. So
yeah,
we'll see how that all plays out. I'm kind of over all of it. I'm over the whole Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce thing, but I'm also over people being
nobody's even talking about it.
But I'm also over people being over it. Does that make sense? Like, how about we just let them be? How about we just let them exist?
I don't understand why people get mad at it. I understood in the beginning because it was like overkill.
Oh yeah.
But now it died out. It died out. And now it's still cool. And then the people who are the doubters are just being proven wrong more and more and time again. Like when she ran out and kissed him, it was so cute. And Travis was with her dad, Scott. Hey, Scott, how are you?
I don't know. I'm
all in.
Again, I'm over it. I'm also over people being over it. Like I'm in this weird middle where I don't necessarily care one way or the other. How about, it's fine when things show up, but also don't do too much about it. I just it's run its course and the storyline's dead.
You know, it's something people aren't talking about.
The
carbon footprint of Taylor and Travis, like they're just everywhere.
They're globetrotters. Bigger and probably more important than Taylor and Travis is the fact that you and I got a chance to see one another for the first time in what, 2.5 years, 3 years?
Yeah. You look good, man. You're slim and sexy.
You're a dog shit liar.
I wasn't lying. I meant to tell you that yesterday.
But I'm not slim is the interesting part. But thank you. I appreciate that. If that's the appearance that I give off.
You thought I was being facetious?
Yes.
On live podcast?
Word of the day. Facetious.
There's a fumbler right there.
But yeah, a lot of fun, dude. So the reason I was even in the city was because I was hosting an event the night prior for Camp One Step, which is an organization that I've been involved with for closer to 20 years, and hosted their gala
time and time again.
Yeah, we raised over $800,000 to send kids with cancer to Camp One Step. It was a very, very special night. And then the next morning after brunch, after I got brunch at the Ritz-Carlton, we met up, you and I, and my girlfriend Nikki was there too. And you showed us where the caffeine was. I was desperately looking for caffeine that morning and found none.
Yeah. Like you didn't have caffeine at the brunch. They didn't have coffee at brunch.
They didn't have coffee that I liked.
This guy goes to the Ritz-Carlton once for free.
Let me tell you, it was a crazy 24 hours too, because I woke up.
Also, dumb question. Did you do your best one step at this event?
What are you referring to?
Dancing.
Do you mean the 2-step?
Well, I know you only have 1 step, sir.
Okay. The crazy part of the 24 hours of Saturday into Sunday was that I woke up Saturday morning. I rent a trailer. This is a trailer, like a mobile home is what I live in.
Yeah.
I woke up in my trailer and then I went to sleep at the fucking Ritz-Carlton in Chicago. It really doesn't get much more polar than that. But it happened. And then again, along the way, we raised $800,000 to send kids with cancer to camp, which I'm very proud of and will boast about that. Not only for myself, but for the other people involved, Hannah, Paige, Jeff, the whole team. It was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I wish that we had more to talk about of us seeing each other for the first time in 3 years, but...
To win on the road in this environment when there were doubts, Jerome, what does it mean to you?
I want to thank the Lord. I want to thank Coach Harbaugh. Fucking love you, man. Love the shit out of you, man. This is for you. For this university, the president, our AD. We got the best players, best university, best alumni in the country. Love you guys. These fucking guys right here. These guys right here, man.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
Woo!
Oh no.
Today we mourn the loss of Jim Harbaugh, who fought for the sins of Michigan and for everybody else. It's Michigan against the world, baby, and I officially claim Michigan.
I mean, can you blame Sharon Moore for his emotions after a game where hours beforehand they figured out, hours before they figured out that Jim Harbaugh had passed away? I mean, can you blame him?
He is the greatest actor ever.
You don't have crocodile tears like that as a football dude.
Ever. That man should be hired by every upcoming actor, actress to be their coach. That was the chef's kiss.
The strike is over. The strike is over. They could.
Haven't said that in a while.
How did that feel?
Used.
Yeah, right. So again, here's the situation. So obviously everybody knows the sign stealing scandal with Michigan, and Harbaugh is banned from the sidelines for 3 games, whatever. But really, honestly, they acted like he was dead, and they beat number 10 Michigan, or rather Penn State, 24-15. So it wasn't like this big dramatic game.
They're now 10, I think. They were something else before.
Oh,
because Ole Miss was 10th. I know.
Either way,
now. Yeah.
Either way, they beat them 24-15, and they act like it's the biggest, most dramatic win they've ever had in franchise or program history. It's like, hey man, you guys did something wrong, and you won. And it's like, I don't know. There's something about like the 2016 or 2017 Astros, the now Michigan Wolverines, right? Like when you do something wrong and then win and then also show emotion and play like you're the victim, there's something about that sets my insides on fire.
I think it's different. I mean, it's different. It's not.
It's a sign stealing scandal.
Yeah, I'm just saying
impacts
in terms
both teams.
I'm saying in terms of the suspension.
Sure.
NCAA came out and said they have no evidence, but they're like, you can't. I'm just gonna say this: you cannot suspend Harbaugh, and you have no evidence. So he's guilty until proven innocent. I don't like that.
But
I don't like that.
That is the purest, truest form of an NCAA like investigation. Is all right. There's public outcry, but we have no proof to prove that there's anything actually done wrong here. But we're just going to impose a ban here because they do things like this all the time. The NCAA will make up random rules for the sake of making up random rules. I mean, you talk about what's the school right now that's undefeated, that's working on trying to go to a bowl game, but they can't.
JMU.
Yes, James Madison is undefeated, and because they are transitioning into Division I football this year, they are not eligible for a bowl, even though they're undefeated against other Division I opponents. It doesn't make any sense. It's just the way that they run. It's just the way they roll.
It's like the old
college football
transfer thing where you have to sit out a year.
Right. And there was probably some sort of fail safes in that for, giving money to kids and such in the portal. There was probably something to be said for that. But truthfully, the NCAA just does whatever they want because their governing body has no laws, has no morals. It is a ruthless Wild West.
Cue the South Park clip. Student athletes.
Yeah. Well,
I have one joke for Penn State. The only way they were winning that game is if James Franklin was suspended over Harbaugh. James Franklin should be on the hot seat. And James Franklin, you are a baby. You are soft. You are baby soft. You are not good.
This doesn't seem like a joke. This seems more like a personal attack on James Franklin.
No, the joke was he would need to be suspended for Penn State to win.
But you forgot to mention the fact that I have a joke, but I also have a personal attack on this man.
Oh, he's horrible. He's horrible.
It's pretty
He is
upsetting
awful.
what he's managed to do with a team that everybody had high expectations for. Like they were supposed to
They have
be.
no quarterback.
Yeah. You got to work on that.
This guy's not even good as Sean Clifford, and we've saw him for a decade.
That's very true. So again, the Jim Harbaugh thing's just funny. Sharon,
Are you on board with him saying Michigan's America's team?
No.
because they've faced adversity and pulled through.
No. I don't think any team with the resources and funding that Michigan has can ever claim that they're like an underdog America's team type story. Like even the Cowboys are going to have a hard time anymore trying to proclaim themselves as America's team. America's team is whoever is hot and trendy because they were an underdog and they're overachieving. That's America's team. That's how it works, right? The Baltimore Orioles this year, the Texas Rangers this year. I'm naming baseball teams, but like you look anywhere. Anytime there's a team that's overachieving, that's having a lot of success, that's America's team. Michigan is never going to be that.
Not to get us on this tangent of America's teams, but when I think of that word, I just think of very old times. By old times, I mean 30, 40 years ago, when these were the teams that everyone watched on television because they were the only thing on. The Cubs, the Cowboys, the Braves. Yeah. That's why people are fans of these teams and they're like, they live in Colorado, you know?
Right.
That's why.
But, that's a great point to make, is that in the truest sense
of
there aren't America's teams anymore, because everybody's local broadcasts are going to be given to them and you'll be able to be a fan of whatever organization is nearest you. In fact, I would not call Michigan America's team at all. I was going to say maybe they're just America's meme at this point, because what Sharon Moore did on Saturday is going to live on in infamy forever.
I love you, man. That's how I want all my homies talking to me when they're drunk.
At my funeral, too, right? Like
at my wedding. That's how I want my best man to speak at my wedding. Whoever that's
like
be.
in Sharon Moore's life, there were like a couple of really big days. It was getting married, having his first child, and then avenging the death of Jim Harbaugh with a victory over Penn State. Were like the three biggest days, and not in that order. It was probably avenging Jim Harbaugh's death, marrying his wife, having his first kid was probably in order the biggest days in Sharon Moore's life.
This man's villain origin story is just remarkable. But before we change subjects, I would like to tell everyone a story today at work. Jake Butt went around and he gave out some hats that said Michigan versus everybody.
Oh my God.
And then someone went and told him, hey, stop giving these out to people on the social team. And I peek over and I was like, hey man, keep handing out those hats. I'll take one too. By the way, sorry for your loss. And the whole room erupted. He goes, and I respect Jake's reply because it would be something I would say. Jake goes, who's your team? And I was like, I really don't have one. It's
right.
DePaul. He was ready to be like, your team sucks.
Jake Butt is former Michigan tight end and Big Ten analyst, isn't he?
Yeah, Big Ten analyst, a college football analyst, former
Did he play NFL?
Broncos.
Played for the Broncos.
He was also sponsored by Charmin, I think, and got like a truckload back in the day of toilet paper. Yeah.
He should be sponsored by Dude Wipes now.
He is. He has a segment called The Backside, and it's sponsored by Dude Wipes.
That's awesome. Look at me. Look at my marketing brain going to work.
They commented on one of his posts today, and it said first, and I responded, shouldn't you guys be second?
Oh, and did they hire you for a full-time job?
I hope so. I said, shouldn't you guys be number two?
Speaking of number two, a new segment this week called Shower Thoughts. That was your idea, and it's just a place to lay up and put like the thoughts that you had in the shower during the week. This is a place to put them. And my shower thought happened in the shower at the Ritz-Carlton in downtown Chicago. Who do
Oh.
you think has contributed the most poop to the sewers of the city of Chicago?
This is not your question.
I right hand to God, I
This is not your
shit
question.
to shower, right? Like you shit that you go to the shower. And I was sitting there thinking about, like, I've just contributed to the waste problem here in the city. And then ADD brain keeps rolling. And you think, who has contributed the most poop to the sewers of the city of Chicago? Because there is an answer. Because somewhere, and you're never going to know who it is, but somewhere there is an answer for the person who was most pooped in Chicago.
It's no, what's a job? Like, it's not going to be a cop. It's not going to be a fireman. I don't know.
Maybe a construction worker, like whoever eats 7-Eleven, like the roller hot dogs. It
Oh,
could be
yeah.
somebody who does that.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's somebody from out of town.
No, it can't be. It's got to be somebody who lives there.
If it's construction, they're coming in every day.
No, but you have to do. It's got to be a construction worker that lives in the city and works primarily in the city. Because you have to think about work poops. You got to think about home poops. You
I
got to
can't
think
believe
about
this is a
middle of the night
conversation.
poops. You got to think about all the poops, and then you add the poops up, and then eventually you get a most pooped.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say this person's unemployed.
Or very employed.
Touche.
What's your shower thought?
I don't have one today, but I can give you a random thought that Jess said to me the other day on the couch.
Yes, please.
Saturday, this is essentially her shower thought from the couch.
Good.
Saturday, I'm half awake. It's like 11. Falling asleep to the late night games, and she comes up from her phone and goes, "You know what? I'm not as afraid of tornadoes as I once was."
Why?
I just stared at her, and she goes, "Yeah, like if there was one right now, I wouldn't be scared of it. But in years past, I'd be terrified."
Did she explain why, or she just
She just turns her phone and goes, "Look at this tornado."
Cool. Wrong answers only. The New York Metropolitans
yes,
announced that they would be they're going to be creating a 50-acre, $8 billion park surrounding Citi Field in New York. And I would like to know, wrong answers only, what should be in that park?
Okay, so do you want me to go or first, and then
Just-
you go, or
Just
hold
let's
it?
talk. Let's talk.
Okay, well, this is a very niche answer, and I texted you as soon as you told me about this. I want the Joliet Splash Station there.
Why?
This is the first thing that came to my head.
Fair. I was thinking a Daryl Strawberry powdered sugar donut hut would be awesome,
Ooh,
which is a direct reference to cocaine.
I would like a Dwight Gooden sleigh ride. Yeah,
I would like there to also be some sort of Lenny Dykstra.
I was just about to say that.
Lenny Dykstra, like mental institution or something, would be fun to have.
It would be Lenny Dykstra teaches you what's
Craps?
where you
Roulette?
play with, what's the class in high school you take for woodshop? Lenny Dykstra teaches woodshop, and he just teaches you how to hammer a nail because that's his nickname, Nails.
We're better. Lenny Dykstra has like a whole like industry. Like he's helping to like make like nails, and you go in there and you're stamping like sheet metal into freaking nails. And he's like, "This is what we do here. This is what we do." In the
Lenny
$8
Dykstra
billion
teaches you how to throw
park.
in a lip. We'll call it Lenny's lips.
I also think it'd be nice if they had an Auntie Anne's.
I wrote that down.
No shit.
I wrote down Auntie Anne's or
my
Cinnabon.
Oh my god. And none of that phony Wetzel's Pretzels stuff. Get out of here with your
I
rhymy
literally-
bullshit.
Number
Give me-
2 was Auntie Anne's.
Number 1 was Auntie Anne's. The first thing that came to mind was Auntie Anne's.
It's just I was just thinking of shitty things that are at the mall. I wrote down
Subaru.
No. One of my other ones was a buckle. Can you put a buckle there?
An eyebrow threading station.
I wrote down the Taco Bell KFC combo restaurant.
Oh, that's a good one too. What about if we're just turning this thing into a mall?
That's
we could also
what my
we
brain
could, we
did.
could also have a place. We could have a place where you could buy a fake chain.
I have Hot Topic written down.
You could buy your own Mets dildo, or
Here's an
The-
embroidered
the-
Mets logo on an anal bead.
the Mets have fucked you forever. Now fuck yourself with the Mets.
Come meet the Mets.
Yeah, or get Mets meat. Another Vegas Sphere would be cool too, but they just call it like the Vegas Sphere of New
But it's
York.
a little bit, but it's the size of an apple.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Or they turned that stupid apple in the outfield. They turned that into the Vegas Sphere,
Yes.
New York.
Yes.
The Vegas Sphere, New York.
It writes itself.
It does. This has been productive. In
You
all
know-
actuality, this is probably going to be a very cool thing that the Mets make
Yeah.
and
It's
turn
it's
into
like their own. It's Met World, basically.
Well, I think for a lot of our listeners are Illinois based and hopefully have been to Wrigley Field since the renovations have wrapped up. Like what the Cubs have managed to do with the space directly around their ballpark is pretty cool, where they've created essentially Wrigleyville. Like it has turned into Wrigleyville in what is actually known the neighborhood Wrigleyville. So
Yeah.
you can have a full fan experience there. There's a hotel, there's apartments, there's new food places to eat. There's a whole building where the team shop is and a park where you can throw baseballs. Like it's actually a pretty important thing that they have there now, because you can turn a game into a whole day, into a vacation. And I'm sure this is what the Mets are aiming to do as well. But $8 billion.
Did I ever tell you my interaction with Lenny Dykstra?
No.
Wasn't in person. This is the best part. It was on Twitter in 2016. He told me to drop out of college and join the field. He's like, go get an apprenticeship or something. I'm like, I still have to go to school for that.
But Lenny Dykstra doesn't know that. He's Lenny Dykstra.
I love Lenny Dykstra so much.
I know that there's been a lot of deep looks into the 1980s Mets. It was the 86 Mets that we're referring to in specific.
Yeah, 86 Mets.
But man, wouldn't it be awesome if there was just a camera always following around Lenny Dykstra, who is a certified crazy person.
There's so many things I want to say that I know about Lenny, and I can't on this because it's just too vulgar.
Let her fly. No.
No, I'm good.
Let's stay in baseball for another topic that I'll call broadcast nerd corner for right now, because I
called it the Ryan corner.
Yeah, I am broadcaster, and I do nerd out about certain things that I think the regular sports fan might not, because I think that there's a lot of folks out there who just don't generally do not pay attention to the voices behind the sports they watch.
Can I guess what this topic's going to be about?
Go ahead.
Is it Al Michaels having no pulse?
We can have a conversation about that all day long, because Al Michaels, when he called that last Super Bowl with Collinsworth on CBS, was it CBS? NBC. When he called that last game on NBC, Super Bowl, Collinsworth, they say goodbye, the final slide in, reasonably, that could have been it for Al Michaels, who I believe is 82.
Has never had a vegetable in his life.
Yeah, Al Michaels is 79 years old, was born in 1944. And before I go any further, is one of the single greatest sports broadcasters of all time. There is no...
He called The Miracle, right? On Ice? Miracle on Ice?
Yep. Yeah, his book outlines a lot of that. His book is actually a very good read. But it's very clear that Al Michaels took this job with Amazon Prime for the pure fact that they were offering him a truck full of money.
I mean, what are you going to do with that money?
He has no interest at being in any of these games.
He does not care.
No.
And
it gets worse.
DJ Moore with
And Kirk, it looks like you got the first down, and then a flag comes in, and we'll see what that's for. Like, but the guy's called so many football games, he knows what's happening. Like he's just like,
what they should do?
What's
they
that?
They should put a stalk of broccoli next to him and freak him out when there's going to be a big play. Like,
not bad. But no, in all honesty, the thing that I wanted to talk about today was Jason Benetti, who was the TV voice of the Chicago White Sox, is now out and has become the TV voice of the Detroit Tigers. This is especially frustrating for a lot of White Sox fans that I know, because the organization has headed so south so quickly. They've had team leaders that are gone. You talk about Jose Abreu, left for Houston. Tim Anderson has now no longer on the team. And like what was supposed to be a championship window has deteriorated into nothing. And one of the things this past year it was such a bad year for White Sox fans. One of the things that kept a lot of people watching was the fact that there was an authentic White Sox fan that was calling the game. There was actually two of them. Steve Stone is a humongous White Sox fan. Jason Benetti grew up and went to Homewood Flossmoor, grew up a White Sox fan, and then became their broadcaster.
He's the GOAT. He is so goddamn good at his job that team could win 3 games and you would still watch just to listen to him talk.
Yeah. And
he's the only reason people tune in.
The thing about Benetti is that he does basketball professionally and college, football professionally and college. People want to say it's the same sport, but prepping for those two things is completely different and hard in each of its own right. He does baseball professionally as well and follows the full 162 game spectrum. But from conversations that I've had and articles that I've read, people close to the situation say that's all Jerry Reinsdorf. I talked to somebody on Saturday night who told me specifically that it was all Jerry. Like to a point where he was like, I don't understand your humor. I thought you were supposed to be a broadcaster. I don't understand any of your references. I don't like this. Which like kind of furthers the proof of like when they hired Tony La Russa, it was only because stupid Jerry Reinsdorf thought it was best because it's his buddy. And so it's going to be great because Jerry Reinsdorf doesn't care about wins and losses and certainly does not care about the way that his fans feel. He cares about how he feels. And the fact what he's going to realize in a big, big way next year is that money will not be there for his team because people are going to stop coming. They already have, and they're going to stop watching. And when that happens, was NBC Chicago, NBC Sports is going to say,
do you know what's funny about Jerry Reinsdorf? And that is true. His teams have the best announcers. Yeah. Adam Amin and Stacey King. The Bulls could be winless for 10 years. I would listen to Stacey King every single night.
I would listen to Adam Amin by himself. Adam Amin is again a great basketball broadcaster, a great football broadcaster. He's number 2 right now in the booth for number 2 or 3 right now in the booth for Fox, and is a great baseball broadcaster, is number 2 in the booth for Fox for playoff baseball as well, right behind the dude who calls the World Series. So it's like Amin, wonderful, so very good. Stacey King has been great as an analyst for them forever.
Cookies.
And I think that the White Sox, it's no secret, had the single best booth in all of baseball because if you watched their broadcasts, you became a smarter fan for it. You listen to Steve Stone talk about what it's like to be a pitcher, and you listen to the noteworthy questions that Jason Benetti would ask, and you would get an honest, truthful, and insightful answer from Stoney, and it just turned into what was one of the best booths in baseball. And Jerry Reinsdorf, just like everything else, shit all over it because he can't help himself.
Chicago,
he can't help himself.
Chicago. And the most exciting athlete in this city, Connor Bedard.
Yeah, who can't buy himself a beer for another 2 years.
Yeah.
He is just ridiculously good.
3 years.
3 years. You're right. He's only 18.
Yeah.
On a positive note for Ryan's broadcast corner, or whatever the hell we're calling this, Kevin Harlan yesterday reached 500 career NFL broadcasts. He's the 10th person to ever reach that mark. And if you think about all the people who have broadcast NFL games over the course of time, 10 is not a lot of people who have ever done 500 career games. Harlan's 63, so has some years left on the odometer to maybe get to 600.
I work with his daughter.
Do you? How is she? Is she fun?
It's only, she lives overseas, so it's through Skype. I don't really interact with her. I just sit there and listen to her talk to everybody prior to the show.
Got it.
She seems nice.
Good. I'm happy we had this conversation. You want to do NFL? If we're talking about people's parents, yeah, right. We're talking about people's parents and stuff. We're going to talk about Tommy DeVito in a second, but that comes your way after the 1 point rundown.
Smoke him if you got him, because this MILF Hunter goes down. Jets 12, Vegas 16.
The Giants and Dallas on. I just have to ask the question, on what planet and in what universe do you let Tommy DeVito have more opportunities to impact the game than Saquon Barkley? If you've got a Saquon, you give it to Saquon more than 16 times in a game like that. The Giants deserve to lose 49-17 the final.
After bad Call of Duty reviews surface, Kyler Murray buckles down and takes down the Falcons 25-23.
Washington at Seattle. Are both of these teams sneaky good or sneaky bad? Either way, the mediocre bowl results in some actual fun watching. Seattle wins 29-26.
Zero kneecaps survive this shootout. Lions 41, Chargers 38.
Best game of the week. It was so good. Cleveland at Baltimore, where Baltimore browns themselves, blowing a stinky load in their shorts and a 24-9 lead in the third as well. Cleveland steamer rolls the Ravens 33-31.
Move over, Taylor Swift. There's a new face in the NFL. Joshua Dobbs. New Orleans 19, Minnesota 27. Go check out the NFL Twitter account's header. It's Josh Dobbs.
Houston's in Cincy. And are you going to say it, Colby? Are you? Fine, no. I will. CJ Stroud is in the MVP race as of week 10. Dare I say he might be the favorite. Houston wins 30-27.
I don't know about that. If it was 2013, we would be losing our minds because this would be the game of the week. Packers 19, Steelers 23.
It would also be the Super Bowl if it was that as well. San Francisco at Jacksonville. Cub, have you ever seen such an unabashed attempt to extend a streak than having CMC run 4 straight plays, up 31 points with 5 minutes left?
I respected the play.
I respected the hell out of it too. San Francisco wins 34-3.
Baker lay me down in a Mayfield, woke up feeling dangerous again. Tampa 20, Tennessee 6.
Boo. Indiana at New England at Germany. This was the, oh my God, I can't believe I got up early for this just to watch a game that makes me want to maim myself game of the week. Indianapolis 10, New England 6. Ugh.
Could this game have ended in a more perfect number for these two teams, especially for the one that's near and dear to our hearts? Panthers 13, Bears 16.
Bear score. That's what that is. That's a Bear score. All right, we got to start Tommy DeVito, whose mom still makes his bed. He still lives at home. Normally, I am okay. Yeah, this guy's young. What? Tommy DeVito is what? 23, 24 years old.
We'll give him the 23 to 26.
I didn't even look it up. Tommy DeVito freaking age. DeVito's 25 years old, you know?
Hey!
All right.
Are you in the mafia?
What? DeVito talks to the media before a big national game and tells everybody he still lives at home with his parents. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that if you have the ability to live with your parents, if you play in the NFL or not, do it. DeVito doesn't make the same money you think other guys do, still makes very good money, but chooses to save some by living at home with his parents. I have no issue with that. What I do have an issue with is you telling the national media, my mom still makes my bed. Don't tell us that.
She folds my laundry. I think you liked my tweet. I said my mom still picks out my outfits. DeVito and I were like the same person.
The stars, they're just like us.
They're just like us.
But if you want to know, like we talked at the top of the show about like Travis and Taylor, if you want to know how to pull like a woman of like Taylor Swift status, it's not by telling everybody your mom still folds your clothes as a grown man.
It's called being a mama's boy on national television and then going to your house.
And again, I'm okay if you're a mama's boy. I'm okay if you're 25 and still live at home. I lived at home until I was 26. It's okay.
Congrats.
But don't advertise as you're probably a bachelor doing bachelor things like trying to acquire a woman to spend life with. Don't advertise
or a man.
Or man.
We don't care.
No discrimination.
We're just here to watch you play sports, buddy.
And that's all we care about.
Yeah.
Don't advertise that you can't do simple tasks like fold your own freaking laundry.
Hey, if you're a Wetzel's Pretzel guy, that's fine, but I'm not down for that.
Tommy DeVito's probably a Wetzel's Pretzels guy. I also think that he probably likes Subway over Jimmy John's.
No, he's a Jersey Mike's guy.
He's not that cool.
He's DeVito, man. Hey.
Has anybody done the research to figure out if he's related to Danny or not?
Shut up.
If you share a last name, somewhere, somehow, there is a connection.
They probably said it on the broadcast. Like, hey, this is not his cousin.
Like, okay, I know that there's a guy that I see once or twice a year. His name is Jim Platt. My mother's maiden name is Platt. And so every time I see him, I say, I don't know how, but somehow, some way, you and me, Jimbo, we're related.
Are you?
Somehow, some way, Tommy is related to Danny. Danny DeVito.
Oh, just because it's so far back in the family tree, as you're saying?
Yeah. It could be as far back as like when
so every Smith is related?
Possibly.
Get out of here.
Probably not, because there are some other undertony things that happen to some with the last name Smith that we're not going to dive deep into on this episode. But
Smithsonian Ryan over here.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I got. Danny DeVito, grow the fuck up.
Do you think his mom makes his lunches like how Dirk Nowitzki's wife did? You know how he used to come with the Tupperware and the tinfoil?
That's adorable. Wife making lunch in Tupperware to send NBA Hall of Famer to game is adorable.
I guess.
Random scrub quarterback from Illinois.
He's from Illinois?
Did Tommy DeVito?
Oh, he's the former Illinois quarterback, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm almost certain of it.
I forgot about that. See how it just clicks in my slow brain?
College. He went to Syracuse from 2017 to 2021, and then Illinois in 2022.
Guy loves orange. Holy crap.
He bleeds orange.
God, that's kind of cool. Yeah, imagine having to wear orange that many times or for that long. That's a long time wearing orange.
It is a long time wearing orange.
Almost construction-like.
And then going blue. Where can we go here?
Go blue.
We could go to Jelly Roll. How about we go Jelly Roll?
Oh,
here?
yeah, I forgot. Jelly Roll.
Because, Tommy DeVito's getting a late start on figuring out how to fold his laundry.
This is a smooth transition.
Jelly Roll got a little bit of a late start in life being a good human. This is his acceptance speech from last Wednesday night during the Country Music Association Awards, the CMAs as we call it in the biz. This is his acceptance speech from winning New Artist of the Year.
I got a second, and I'm going to say a lot, and I'm sorry, but The quickest I can say it is thank you to the label, Stony Creek Management, John Loba, Joe Jamie, you saved my life. Country Radio, what's up, baby? I got 1,000 people to thank you, but most importantly, my Lord and my wife. I love you so much, you changed my life, baby. Megan Parker, Haley, I love all y'all, we're friends. And Zach Bryan, I think you are one of the hottest things on earth, not just country music. You deserve this as much as anybody else. I love you. I'm glad we're sitting there partying the rest of the night, baby. But most importantly, there is something poetic about a 39-year-old man winning New Artist of the Year. I don't know where you're at in your life or what you're going through, but I want to tell you to keep going, baby. I want to tell you success is on the other side of it. I want to tell you it's going to be okay. I want to tell you that the windshield is bigger than the rearview mirror for a reason. Because what's in front of you is so much more important than what's behind you. Let's party, Nashville!
One of my favorite dudes alive. And I apologize for everybody. Thank you for sitting through that. I don't know how to edit clips when we're going into here, but
That's why the windshield's bigger than the rear view. Put that on a t-shirt.
Put it on a t-shirt, and also like put it in every single football locker room across the country. Like that is pure football speech right there. I had made the comment, like with Jelly Roll, I think that it's pretty cool to have a celebrity that you feel you can wholeheartedly root for as they're on their way up, right? Like Jelly comes from a background where he will honestly tell you he's not been a good dude. He's not been a good person. And he took a lot of lumps in life, and now he's in the position that he's in, and he's focused on being a good person, focused on giving back. And he's really making some waves for himself, man. Gets that CMA award, and then is Grammy nominated just a few days later for Best New Artist as well. But it's hard to root against this guy.
I've never listened to one of his songs, but I know who he is.
I would advise that you listen to some of his stuff, because I think that he is genuinely a pretty good artist. Just to further kind of the point of like who he is, he grew up near Nashville, and thank you. Grew up near Nashville, in and out of like the systems, juvie, etc. Now is in the position that he's in and never forgets where he's from. So he's trying to organize Nashville's biggest toy drive ever. And in order to kick it all off, he did a free show in the parking lot of a Walmart. All you had to do to attend the concert was go in and buy a toy and then donate it to the toy drive. And he did a free concert for everybody at a Walmart in Antioch, Tennessee. I think it's pretty cool.
I like that. It's like a turkey drive, but it's toys.
Yes, and for kids who are just like Jelly. The other thing that I wanted to mention out of country, are you a Chris Stapleton fan? Do you listen to Stapleton at all? This is another thing that I will advise you.
After ESPN put on him singing Your Eyes, I'm out.
I know you're a big Phil Collins fan.
Peter Gabriel.
They're all the same thing.
It's the same. It sounds the same.
They're the exact same person.
They were in Genesis.
That's true. Yeah, the harmonies just Chris Stapleton might be the greatest musician that we have alive today. Okay, that was phrased poorly. Chris Stapleton.
Yeah, we got Taylor Swift. No, well, Chris Stapleton's better.
No, I'm saying as a pure musician, the ability to play and sing and write and do all the things, like he does all these things at an elite level. And I understand that there are still some legends of music that are alive. That's why I'm saying I misphrased this. But in terms of like actively making music, actively a part of the industry and stuff, there might not be somebody that I would tout higher than him right now. Like this just might be my bias. Chris Stapleton is the shit, dude.
Well, when people are fixing the economy by just being in the city, I'm going to say it's Taylor Swift.
Is that true? But
she was fixing the goddamn economy in every city she was in.
I'm not asking you to view this through a lens of who makes more money. I'm asking you to
revenue.
view this through a lens of
Art,
purely
art.
art.
Yeah.
Stapleton put out a new album on Friday, and it's the only thing I've been able to listen to because there's just so much soul. There's so much. There's just so much.
Yeah, I don't like his sound. I know it's good.
What?
I just don't like that. I can't get
That's nuts. Do you like? Did you ever listen to like a Amy Winehouse, Janis
it.
Joplin?
I don't like
any
Amy
of that?
Winehouse. I don't like Amy Winehouse either.
Really?
I don't get the hype.
She's a very unique voice.
It's different. I agree. And it's not my cup of tea. RIP.
Interesting. You like a lot of the falsetto stuff, though, right? Like you like or the higher pitch stuff. Like you like Peter Gabriel. You like Phil Collins. These guys who have higher registers.
Yeah.
I bet you love Journey.
I do and I don't. I don't because I've heard
Don't
their
Stop
hits.
Believing. Don't
I've
let
heard their
Don't
hits.
Stop Believing hurt you. Don't just throw that
I know they have
song
other hits.
away.
I know they have other hits. Don't Stop Believing is an all-time classic.
It's an all-time classic, but it's played far too much.
Do you know what we should do for next week's episode?
What's that?
Judge the crap out of Rolling Stone's top 10 songs ever.
Why specifically the Rolling Stones? I need to know the vendetta.
Because they put out a list and it's terrible.
Okay.
I don't know it off the dome. I saw someone break it down the other day.
Oh, wait.
It's horrendous.
Rolling Stones top, like the magazine.
The magazine,
the
publication.
publication.
The publication.
Their top 10 songs ever.
Yes.
Okay. I thought you were saying we should judge the Rolling Stones.
No, I'm sorry.
Like the
I'm-
band,
I'm-
the
I'm
Rolling
so-
Stones. Top
No,
10
I'm
songs
sorry.
ever. I said,
I
what's
can't
wrong with the
get-
Rolling
no.
Stones?
Yeah.
No, exactly.
No, I'm sorry. I forgot. I should
That
have
there
said
are
magazine.
multiple existences of the meaning.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking of the band. That's why my brain didn't comprehend why you were confused. Also, is that a new pennant, Ryan?
Ah, yeah. Oh, yes. This way. Yes, this is my brand new pennant from the All-Star game that happened in July, which I was able to retrieve this weekend when I saw Cubbert for the first time in 2.5 years. I asked him when he was in Seattle, I was like, hey, grab me a pennant. He goes, okay, fine. How am I going to get this to you? I said, we'll figure it out. And we did.
It worked out perfectly.
It did. It really did.
It
And,
sat
like-
in that bag forever.
And honestly, you were like, get ready to steam it because it's going to be all wrinkled. It's not.
It doesn't
pretty
look
good.
bad.
It's because they make them out of this clothy material now, rather than like this old school stuff. Like if you folded this, it would bend. It would be all messed up. Go Gamecocks. But this kind of
Fun
stuff, like these ones are like that, almost like you can like crumble them almost, and like they're still fine. I don't know.
Guy loves pennants.
I love a good pennant. What's wrong with a pennant?
And the Pirates won the pennant.
Let's see. Do I have anything else on here?
I think this is good.
This is good. This is a good spot. We got a lot in 50 minutes.
Yeah, hey, if you stay with us, I love you.
I feel like I'm massively forgetting something, but after you just fucking whispered I love you in my ear like that, I'm ready to go. Oh, Rookie of the Years are coming out as we're getting ready to wrap up.
Oh my god.
Don't look at your phone. Don't look at your phone. Don't look at your phone.
It
Who just
came
won?
out?
Who just won NL Rookie of the Year?
Corbin Carroll.
Yeah, he did.
I was gonna say, who else could it freaking be?
Corbin Carroll wins NL
And then
Rookie
Gunnar
of the
Henderson.
Year.
Gunnar Henderson.
I haven't. Gunnar wins. Yeah, Gunnar wins the AL. Is the
Well-
first Baltimore rookie infielder since 1989 to win the award. Which means that by the next time we talk, we will have an opportunity to react on who was named MVPs and Cy Youngs and all that stuff. And so that's probably best suited for episode 154. But I am down to talk some music next episode and break down the top 10 songs ever. Because I think that I know a couple of things about music. Don't you?
Same. Also, I can't wait to talk Shohei Ohtani, Ronald Acuna, Garrett Cole, insert name here. See you guys next week. They were sleeping in their own beds, to be exact. Seattle 3.
I'm going to
Ravens,
say something right
37.
here just to break it up so that you don't have to roll right
That's fine.
into another
That's fine.
one. And now you could say your other one.
Nine.
Oh my God.
Miami 14, Chiefs 21.
What the fuck was that?
It was German.
What the fuck?
I didn't want to see. What I wrote down was German words.
So you just screamed nine. Oh God. All right. Let's talk about the NFL this week. CJ Stroud is the talk of the town. This dude sets a rookie passing record, 470 yards, 5 touchdowns, leads a game-winning drive with seconds left on the clock. I think the play that'll stand out for most people is that perfectly placed pass to Tank Dell on the left sideline to put them in scoring position. This guy is crazy good.
I did not see any of this happening. I was very anti CJ Stroud, and now I'm a Stroud boy. Stroud boy.
Stroud boys, stand up and stand by. This is an interesting situation. I was reading a stream of consciousness from somebody on Twitter who said that hopefully the excerpt that I'll take is that hopefully this is the end of like logo scouting when it comes to college football, because obviously forever and always the thought process has been, well, Ohio State doesn't produce quarterbacks, and thus far you've been correct, but CJ Stroud looks like a certified stud.
Now I have inside sources on Ohio State because I know people that cover and went there, blah blah blah, and played there. My source said that he was a baby and is like, he wasn't going to be good. Like scared.
Is a baby? Oh, like doesn't like to get hit?
Yeah.
Well, then you know how you don't get hit?
Toss that sucker, baby.
Throw that bitch.
Now what I said in the 1 point rundown about CJ Stroud having more touchdowns than Kenny Pickett career. Now keep in mind, Kenny Pickett is in his second season. We're not even through CJ Stroud's first year.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud has 14 touchdowns. Kenny Pickett, 13.
We're in CJ Stroud's first 8 games. 8 games.
And guess what? Guess who he's throwing to? Nico Collins.
Yeah.
Who? Come on, Ryan, say it with me. Who?
Yeah.
Who?
Well, I mean, some of these guys are breaking out for him, right? Like Tank Dell has been a beast this year, and Nico Collins has been very good this year. And when he's on the field, Robert Woods is like that surly veteran that you need for a young quarterback. Dalton Schultz has been very good. And so, you know, overall, the Texans are outperforming what everybody thought they would do. I think a lot of people were more curious about what Will Anderson would do in his first season. And I haven't even heard Will Anderson's name.
I think it's the market, because like what who the Jaguars get a few years ago in the first overall pick? Can't think of his name.
Josh Allen.
No.
The kid out of Georgia, right?
Yeah, the kid out of Georgia. They don't talk about him. It's the market. I think it's the market. We hear more about what's his face? Javon Carter and not Javon Carter. What's his name in Philly? Sorry, I'm losing my mind. Carter.
Jalen
Carter. I said Javon Carter. Jalen Carter in Philly. Like, we hear more about him because team's good.
I think you took Javante Carter.
No, who's the guy that plays
Javonte Williams?
No. Hold on. I'm thinking of the Bulls guy, Javon Carter.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Okay.
Chicago's finest, Javon Carter.
One of the things I wanted to bring up about the Texans, and then we can move on to another one, is it Dare Ogunbowale, the running back turned kicker all of a sudden, who not only hit a field goal, but hit a field goal in a high pressure moment to give Houston the lead It wasn't the game winner because Stroud had to go down and get the game-winning
You're right.
touchdown.
You're right. I'm sorry.
But
You're right.
no, it's okay. But it was a high pressure situation for a dude who doesn't kick footballs. I read that was the first field goal converted by a non-kicker since Wes Welker in 2004.
How old were we? 8. We were 8.
7? You were 8? Or no?
You're older. You're older than me.
I was 9. Think. I don't know.
Well,
Victory
you
Cigars.
were born in 96. Subtract 2. We were 8.
Victory Cigars for the Raiders. Dumb. Very dumb.
I get it. But also, there's a small track record of when a new coach comes in that has no experience as being a head coach. Wait, yeah,
He wasn't.
he wasn't. What was he was before? Assistant coach or something?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to give him the Jeff Saturday treatment, but I take it back. I'm sorry. Jeff Saturday won his first game.
He did.
You get new culture, or maybe it's going to be better than Jeff Saturday. Obviously, I'm not trying to give Mr. Pierce any flack for this. He's definitely going to bring in more culture than Jeff Saturday, who came from the booth to coach. I'm just busting balls. But Max Crosby has the pass. Congrats.
Dude, he almost slipped in that promo video. That was nuts. Daniel Jones goes down with an ACL tear this week too. You had an interesting thought on that.
This will segue into our college football, but Daniel Jones out for the season. I think they go and get Caleb Williams in the draft. I think he wants to play at a big market. New York, the biggest. A team that needs a competent quarterback that isn't just going to run for his life. Chicago. And I think Caleb's their guy. Also, I don't want the Bears to draft Caleb Williams because I'm out.
Yeah, I think I am too. And it's not because he cried. It's just because I don't think that he protects the ball well.
He's too cocky to me. When the whole Max Duggan thing last year, and he tweeted out LOL, and then he goes and cries on national television to his mom.
Yeah,
I'm out, bro. I'm out.
I think to me, if you're the Bears and you're in a situation to take Caleb Williams, I think part of the problem with him is that he's a very similar dude to the guy you already have.
Except he's slower.
He's got some different things. He's got some different arm talents and abilities with throwing the football. But like Caleb Williams is a downfield passer, is an improviser. But like improvising at the college level doesn't always translate to the NFL. It usually doesn't. I don't think Aaron Rodgers was the improviser he is now that he was in college. I don't think he was. It was also a different game, but like, yeah. He's not going to have the same like opportunities that he does in college. People know this, but he also doesn't protect the football at all. He has fumbled more than anybody in college football since 2001 or something like that. Like he, in his efforts to get out of sacks and stuff, he throws caution to the wind. There was a play against, who are they playing this weekend? Was it Washington? And the guy came from the front side. It wasn't even a blind side hit. The guy came from the front side, and Williams tried to evade him, and the guy completely gave up on the sack and just went and smacked it out of his hands. And that was the game-altering play. I think it was a scoop and score.
It's tough to judge him when the defense is horrendous, I think. Because they're never in it against a good team. They're never in it, and you can only do so much. I think he has to do more. That's why he's fumbling, because the defense is doo-doo. Defense is doo-doo. Hence why they fired their defensive coordinator. Who knew they had one? Who knew?
Has there been a quarterback at the college level who we've known that was going to be like we thought for a long time he was going to be great, who then before his draft eligible season started to falter, everybody questioned him. Is there a quarterback who then overcame that and then said, I'm great? Is that every quarterback, right? Like Bryce Young got some of that. I'm pretty sure CJ got some of that. Like there was some doubters as you
Lamar.
went towards the ass end of their college careers. Maybe we're completely wrong. Maybe we're overthinking it, right? Like, but for right now, like, I don't see it. I don't see it. There's more people that are leaning towards the kid from UNC,
Drake
May, than are Caleb Williams right now. And maybe it's an overcorrection. Maybe it's like he was never going to lead this team to a national championship because he never had the defense around him. Truthfully, I don't know that he has the offense around him. He doesn't have a very talented group of receivers around him. Lincoln Riley brought Jordan Addison with, and that was about it.
Yeah, I mean, they're at the point where we're just going to go back and forth with him and not know what he is, and we're never going to know till he suits up next year.
Right.
And that's if they call his bluff and he comes back because he's going to get drafted by the Cardinals.
If it is the Giants at this point going into week 10,
I like him on the Giants.
I don't mind him on the Giants. I think that Brian Daboll would definitely have some interesting things to do with him.
He would turn him into Josh Allen.
Yeah,
before Josh Allen
probably a less
off.
durable Josh Allen, but as we get ready to go into week 10 of the NFL season, it would take either some losing and other things to go right for other teams, i.e. the Bears, Panthers, and Cardinals. And it would take obviously more losing in New York for a second-year coach. If that doesn't happen, though, they have to trade up. Do they have the assets to go up and get a number 1 overall pick to get their quarterback? Because whoever has that pick is going to be holding it hostage.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do.
I don't either. It'll be interesting.
I got a funny story I got to tell you since we're in college football. So we all know the Michigan thing, the Michigan stealing signs. Blah, blah, blah. Hasn't had anything come out yet. The NCAA hasn't come out with anything. Why react, right? So my people in my family, my grandfather, I think he forgets that I work in sports, and I don't understand why. He's like, yeah, Harbaugh's gonna he's getting investigated by the FBI and the CIA or the FBI, blah blah.
No, he isn't.
And he's gonna go to jail. And he's like, he's gonna go to jail. I go, no, he's gonna be the coach of the Bears next year. That's where he's gonna go if he leaves Michigan. He will coach the Bears. And I'm like, I don't know everything, and I'm going to wait until I see more stuff. And I'm like, I know Jake Butt, obviously, former alum of Michigan, is going to somehow back them. And he's like, sign stealing isn't illegal. Blah, blah, blah. Obviously, that's a bias. Some sort of bias there because it's your alma mater.
Right.
My cousin is a sophomore or junior at Ohio State. He goes, ask your aunt, her mom. He goes, ask her about all this stuff. She knows everything. Oh, you mean a mom that is reading biased information in Ohio State propaganda? Yeah, I'm sure to go ask her. How about I go ask Nicole Arbach, who is the number 1 journalist in this field? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I get this sometimes too. Not to the same effect that you do. Because you're actually in sports. I dabble in sports, but like I'll get the occasional phone call from my dad, or I'll get my grandma. Obviously, me growing up being so invested in sports, she's gotten into sports too. They'll both hit me up from time to time and go, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Nope, no idea, don't know actually."
Let me ask my aunt, who isn't close to the level of in the know that I am.
As your boy, right.
Please.
Yeah, I don't know.
Please.
It's an interesting scenario out there, though. I don't think that sign stealing is bad, but like sending a staffer on the sideline to dress up and like deceive others is probably not morally right. Even if it isn't like a written rule, Like it's probably morally incorrect.
Let me see if I have the text. Let me see if I have the text. Because I'm a delete text guy because I don't like all those there. Here we go. Harbaugh says he has nothing to do with the signs, knows nothing about it. So how does this team profit? Because I said all teams cheat. That's what I said. He said, how did he know that they were going to run every play, blah, 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 and they know every play and they're just going to be waiting, blah, blah, blah. He said, talks about the Marine guy having special passes and stuff. The FBI is looking into this. No, they're not.
No, I don't think the
No,
FBI
they're
gives
not.
a singular shit, piss, or fuck.
Here it is.
About
Here it
John
is.
Harbaugh.
Your aunt has all the details. Will, as he speaks into his phone. So if I say something that sounds nuts, that's why it is. Your aunt has all the details. They will as lot things they did on social media at college, etc. So you can probably find out from her, and you can go online and look at all the crap.
Hell yeah, Gramps. You got it all figured out, dog. You got it all figured out, Phil G.
He is Phil G. Come on. Come on.
Bad.
I left him on red. Well,
And,
'cause I'm not
and
going to
you
win.
should.
I'm not going to win.
Nope.
I'm not going to win.
One of
All
my
right,
favorite things.
Good.
One of my favorite things in those scenarios is just to be like, okay, I'm on your team now. You win.
All right. I really need a laugh. I have nothing else to say. I really want to go back and listen to myself say 9.
All right. Well, you get to editing, partner. I'll see you for episode 253.
253.
153.
Oh.
I do that with my weight a lot too. I'm
Oh.
like,
All I got is missed calls on my line, yeah. Never